The night was eerily quiet in the small farming town, except for the sharp, relentless barking of 9 Rex. His deep growls and frantic yelps echoed across the fields, pulling neighbors from their porches and sending a chill down every spine. The old barn at the edge of Miller's property had long been abandoned, a rotting skeleton of wood and dust. But tonight, Rex wouldn't let anyone ignore it. Something or someone was inside. Officer Emily Carter, Rex's handler, rushed to the scene. She had seen her loyal partner alert before, but this was different. His fur-bristled claws dug into the dirt, and every ounce of his being was focused on that barn. "Easy, boy," Emily whispered, but her own hands trembled. She knew Rex only barked like this when danger lurked. Neighbors gathered, whispering rumors, ghosts, wild animals, maybe drug stash from years past. But Emily's gut told her this was something darker. With a nod, she unlatched the rusted padlock. The barn door creaked open, releasing a wave of damp, suffocating air. Rex lunged forward, leading the way. Inside, the beam of Emily's flashlight swept across decaying hay bales, broken tools, and cobwebs thicker than curtains. Then Rex froze, nose low, growling. Emily followed his gaze. Behind a pile of wooden crates was a trapdoor, one no one knew existed. Heart racing, she tugged it open. The smell hit first, mildew, rot, and something metallic. As the light cut through the darkness below, Emily gasped. There was a hidden cellar, and in it, cages, dozens of small cages lined with filthy blankets, and inside them, frightened eyes staring back. Puppies, malnourished, trembling, whimpering, some barely alive. The crowd outside gasped as the reality sank in. The barn wasn't haunted. It was a prison. Shock quickly turned to chaos. Emily called for backup, but getting the terrified animals out wasn't simple. Many were too weak to walk. Some snapped in fear, and the smell of chemicals hinted that someone had been running an illegal breeding and trafficking operation. The worst part, whoever had done this might still be nearby. Rex stood guard, teeth bared, as officers arrived to help. They worked through the night, carrying out one trembling puppy after another. Emily's arms ached, her uniform stained with dirt and blood, but she refused to stop. Every whimper fueled her determination. But then a faint sound made Rex's ears perk, a creak in the shadows. From the darkness at the far corner of the barn, a figure emerged. A man, filthy and wild-eyed, clutching a rusted crowbar. "Leave them," he snarled. The crowd shrieked, but Rex leapt forward, barking ferociously, forcing the man back. Emily raised her weapon, her voice firm. "Drop it now." The man hesitated, trembling with rage. But Rex didn't move an inch, his growls vibrating through the barn walls. The standoff lasted seconds, but felt like hours. Till finally, the man threw the crowbar down and collapsed in defeat. He was arrested on the spot. By dawn, the barn was empty. Animal rescue teams arrived, carefully loading the puppies into warm crates. Neighbors who once passed by that barn without a thought now stood together, vowing to help however they could. Emily knelt beside Rex, running her fingers through his fur. His eyes, tired but steady, reflected a truth she already knew. Without him, those lives would still be trapped in darkness. Weeks later, the story made national headlines. Donations poured in, helping to build a new shelter in town. Families lined up to adopt the rescued pups. The community, once shaken by the horror hidden in plain sight, was united in hope and compassion. And Rex, he became a local hero, proof that sometimes the bark we ignore could be the one that saves lives. The old barn that once hid cruelty was torn down, replaced by a playground where children now laughed freely. But the story remained, a reminder that courage doesn't always come from humans. Sometimes it comes on 4 legs, with a bark strong enough to break the silence and expose the truth. Because heroes don't just wear uniforms. Sometimes they wear fur.